with Terry Horan. Another week, another big win for the Cobbers last Saturday at Hamline. We talked about on the last coach's show about either wanting to get off to a fast start or wanting to finish strong. You got them both.
We got them both.
You got a kickoff return on the opening kickoff, and then you guys rattled off 34 straight points to end the game to beat Hamline 41-7. Looked like a complete game on paper. Was there anything that you told the guys that you need to work on or you've been working on this week in practice? You know what? We really need to shore these things up?
Well, I just think, starting, first of all, having a quick start obviously doesn't get better than running the opening kickoff back. And Eric Cockhill did a really nice job, but he had a lot of people in front of him that really worked hard to make that happen. And sometimes, when it happens so easy, in an opening kickoff, not that was easy, but just scoring right away that fast, sometimes, I don't want to say you rest on your laurels a little bit, but, they came out and really kind of punched us a little bit. I mean, they had about 12-play drive or a little more than that, went down the field and tied it up, and then we were kind of back and forth, scored to make it 14-7, but then had a big defensive stand on like 4th and 1 on inside the red zone, and then we just kind of knelt it out to go to halftime. Now, obviously, we want to execute better, and give credit to Hamline. I thought they had a good plan. They executed well, and we can be better than that. We know that. So second half, and the nice thing at halftime, there's no panic. The coaches were just with their groups and talked it over, and we came out and did what we needed to do really in all three phases, and like you said, kind of rattled off 30-some points and end up winning the game obviously. But this week, again, it's about your preparation and preparing for another opponent and making sure that we're locked in and then we're executing at a high level, and we're getting some guys back now. It's that time of the year where you have some bumps and bruises, so we're getting healthier too.
Now, before we go on to the Macalester game, let's talk about the Hamline game, and specifically Eric Cockhill, who ran it, and that's what people will see, the return for the kickoff, but what people don't see and why he was named the MIC Special Teams Player of the Week and D3 National Team of the Week is because punt returns, he'd had 6 punt returns for an average of 13.7 yards on each return, which is huge for you guys in flipping the field and getting you in the right, in that field position that you want. How is he, last year he really kind of didn't come on the scene. How has he changed from last year to this year? Has it been, strength and speed-wise, or has it been him being able to read the coverage and make the right, decisions on the return?
Well, I don't know if we have many people that are more competitive than this guy. And really, since his freshman year, he's been just solid for us. And in what we call, as always, we refer to it as the island. You're on the island as a punt returner. But he's bold as a lion. I mean, that kid, he's not afraid of anything. And he catches tough balls. He catches balls, almost every ball, which is huge because, statistics show that if you let one drop, you're probably 20, 25 yards away from where you needed to be, right? So that piece was good. Now, Hamline, they didn't have 14 different formations out of punt, but pretty close. They do a lot of things within their punt game. So we basically stayed a safe punt personnel group. We still, so we defended them as a formation, and then, had him obviously catch balls, and their punter was kicking some line drives, so they were getting to him quick, which he was making them pay. I mean, he had a 13.7 yard average on six punt returns, which is huge. I mean, he got us great field position offensively. So proud of our Ds for holding people up to give him an opportunity to do his thing.
Now let's go into the Macalester week. A little bit different for you guys this week because of the fall break. Just explain to the fans, is there any difference in the schedule that you guys have because you're not in class? Did you change it up? And how's the prep work for Macalester?
Yeah, we're kind of creatures of habit. We did not change practice schedules up, so we've still been going in the morning, and we've been keeping. The only thing we really changed was their lifts. We could do those all in a row instead of sporadically, throughout the day because of classes. Now some guys have projects and things like that they have to finish, but obviously a lot more time for them to study our opponent and for us to meet too. And then, some compliance stuff that we need to kind of get taken care of as well. We're able to do that. So we keep them busy throughout the day. But yeah, practices have been the same. Everything else is pretty much status quo.
Now, looking at the Scots, obviously not one of the top teams in the MIAC, but a team that can be dangerous on on a Saturday. What worries you or concerns you most about the game on Saturday as far as offense and defense?
Well, I just think, first of all, I think they're well coached. All right, head guy who's now been there 3 years. He came from Randolph-Macon, and he was their D coordinator, and they're always one of the powers out east. I really like him a lot, and he's got a good staff, and they work hard. They really do. Now they got snake bit first couple games. Could have gone really either way. They get an onside kick against St. Scholastica, go down and score, and end up losing on the last second field goal. So they were right there. The last several years that we've played them, they've had probably one of the better quarterbacks in the league. He's gone, and they've been through a few of them now, and they've kind of settled on. And I don't know if the first two guys had injuries or what, but they played two others prior to where they're at now, and they've got a couple freshmen that have been taking the helm. And the young man is athletic. Obviously, can run and he can throw. He's got good receivers. I mean, schematically, they do a lot of really good things. Got two really good backs in the backfield. I like their special teams. Their kicker is solid. Like you said, any given Saturday, anything can happen. You got to approach this game not like they're 0-6, but they're 6-0. Has got to be your prep, and our kids have been locked in and focused, and we know what we need to do. But it's not an easy place to play either, and we've only been there. This will be our second time since they've been back in the league, so really the third time in my 24 years that we've played at Macalester and St. Paul.
I always ask you a choice, so you get to pick one or the other. For this week, it's going to be a big play. I know you guys keep track of big plays on your goal sheet, or first down success.
Well, that's a good question. Okay, so obviously big plays are important to us, especially within the specialty units. But first downs is what I'm going to probably pick, because you do well on first down. That makes second down calls for your coordinator really well. But also, if we hold them on first down below 4 yards, it makes it tougher, and then defensively you're in a better situation. So I would say let's take care of first down and make second down, third down a little bit easier on both sides of the ball.
And you talked about you haven't been there to Macalester for a while. You have any special memories of yourself playing at Macalester back in the day?
Well, I don't know if I can actually put that on the air, but probably, yeah, I will here. So I still remember in high school, and Macalester really recruited me hard, and I just remember, when you're a young kid, you don't really know where you want to go, and you get coaches calling you. I mean, it's a feel-good moment, right? Well, then it comes down to decision-making time, and when I came to Concordia, I knew when I left this is where I wanted to be. And I just remember they kept calling. I finally said, "I'm sorry, I'm not going to come visit, and I think you got a great program, but I'm gonna go to Concordia in Moorhead." And I just remember the coach at the time just goes, "What? You haven't even visited us yet?" And I said, "Oh, I know I haven't, but it did kind of left me in the." Kind of wrong, and so every time we played them, yes, Bobby Nick, I want the football today, and those are memories that I will have, and I always seem to have pretty good days against Macalester.
And then finally, travel back to St. Paul, staying with Megan.
Yeah, my daughter Megan, and National Hospitality. We should get some advertisement for them. That's right. So, yep, we will be staying in the same place.
Good luck on Saturday.
Appreciate it.